Hey guys, Jonah back again with a beer review, and guess where I'm going? Back to Poland. And this one is, yeah, this is interesting. I actually read the article for a change. Um, Funky Fluid, and yes, they have got lots of pink on their logos, which I don't know exactly what that's about. And there's the third page, which is interesting. Warsaw Brewery celebrating its 5-year anniversary, the tail end of last year. So basically, that means they started up shop in 2018. My God, for a brewery to start like literally a year and a half before COVID hit and have managed to do really well, just shaman to you guys. And apparently they were named by, well, according to the article, were named third best brewery in the world by Rate Beer at one point in time. Um, I mean, yeah, I'm sure they're pretty cool, but I'm just seeing who. It doesn't say who wrote the article. It's probably going to be Rich because he was in Poland, obviously. Who's the editor of the Ferment magazine, by the way. Um, yeah, third best in the world and only be like 5 years old, maybe. But they've done some team ups with people like Omnipolo. I think they did one with Mikkeler. They're really famous for their gelato series, which is like a kind of obviously like an ice creamy sorbet type beer. Kind of says it all, but we shall see, dear viewer. We shall see. We are doing this beer today because we are getting towards the end of winter, believe it or not. We've only got a few days left. And look, winter caked spice stout, 6% on the ABV, funky fluid. Looks a bit like a kind of Guinnessy type stout, sort of upside down snowstormy thing, which is kind of cool. Imported by Beer 52. Used by October, so we're well within that thing. Lots of kind of Polish weird stuff. There we go. Distinctly chocolatey roasted stout with the addition of spices, orange zest, cacao nibs, cinnamon, cardamom, and nutmeg and cloves. Wow. It's got a bit of rye in it too, and oats, which is going to be very, very interesting. So this is like a spiced beer, not very bitter according to this. Looks pretty good. Where's the, oh yeah, look, don't drive and especially avoid those pregnant Polish ladies. They'll get you into trouble. We even have the obligatory black top. Right, let's get this bad boy into a glass. For a change, and I'm going to do a pressure test here. No, that's okay. For a change, I have not had this in the fridge at all. It has not gone near the fridge. So this is purely out of Unclejona's box, which resides under the stairs, because I don't have a cellar. So that's the best I can do with these kind of beers. Look at that, it's pretty full, dude. So I'm lucky that didn't go everywhere, but never mind. We managed it, dear viewer. Going to get this bad boy into a glass. And we will see what we get. I'm going to go for a reasonably aggressive pour because I quite like some head on my stouts. There we go. Wow. Oh, he's managed to force quite a big head. Is that going to fit on there? It will if I turn that round a bit. There we go. Go on. Get on there, Sonny Jim. Oh, that way round. If I turn it sideways on, the reflection won't be there. And that will be, as you've seen already, the thumbnail for this video. Dear viewer, sometimes I think, should I take photos of the cans and upload those instead of doing an actual photo clipped from the video? I used to do actual photos and things of cans and beer and things next to cans and stuff. But when you do a one hit kind of thing, um, it proves a little bit difficult and uses up a lot of time. And dear viewer, I have to work, unfortunately. 2 fingers worth of head, and the, there is. I don't know if you can see the carbonation there, dear viewer. Definitely getting a bit of the carbonation there. And it is a carbon dioxide head. There is no nitro about this. Look at those big bubbles. And even look at the beer itself. I'm saying that is not pure black. There is definitely some red, a really dark red, a really dark brown. And the cap itself, tanned cap. As you well know on this channel, we are very much supporters of head in all its forms, in all its guises. And yeah, a tanned head is nice in my book, especially for a dark beer. Right, let's stop this tomfoolery. Okay, so I'm getting a bit of the spice, but I'm getting coffee up front. Coffee, roasted malt, that is what I'm getting on this beer. And I believe, dear viewer, there are, well, first of all, it has proper hops in. We've got Chinook hops, which is not unheard of for IPAs, especially the West Coast style. But we have got, apart from the rye malt, we've got some real dark malt, including chocolate. It's got a weird little bit of Pilsner malt, apparently. I don't know if that's true, dear viewer. I'm reading this off the Beer 52 site, which is often misleading and wrong. I don't know what's going on with them. The problem I had with the latest order was resolved. They gave me some money back, but the quality control issues have started to rear their ugly head in, not this kind of head, have raised their head in Beer 52 itself. Has it got too big for its boots? I've heard a lot of people having problems with having the wrong beers, duplicate beers. This is not rocket science. Things do not, yeah, it's not difficult to get right. But things are going awry. I'm wondering if something has changed up there in Edinburgh. If you know, I did have a secret unnamed person who used to work for Beer 52 and contacted me directly and gave me some advice as to what to do. Thank you very much, sir. I will not say your name. But things are not as harmonious up in Scotland as perhaps they should be. What more can I say? Anyway, if you do know, either PM me or leave a comment if you're brave down below if you know what's going on down in, sorry, up in Scotland. I was going to say down in Scotland. My God. Boom. Right. Chin chin, dear viewer. Let's see what we get. Don't forget to subscribe while you're meeting me in the comments. Interesting. Very interesting. There's definitely some spice in there. Oh, nutmeg is actually one of my favorite spices, along with cinnamon. But nutmeg, believe it or not, is a hallucinogenic substance. If you smoke nutmeg, if you smoke enough of it, you can actually get high. So I'm told, dear viewer. But I like having it in my coffee, and that's kind of what's going on here. I'm also getting that coffee taste, quite well carbonated. Snuck that one in there. So it does remind me when I go to the coffee shops, there are lots to mention, and have my double espresso and add things like nutmeg to it. Although I don't know if you've noticed, if you're a coffee snob or a coffee kind of person, it's hard to get additives that you can put in afterwards these days. They seem to have scaled back due to this credit crunch, but you used to be able to get nutmeg and sprinkle a little bit into your winter coffee or your winter espresso, if you're me. Nice. There's some other things in there too. I think, especially on the really late aftertaste, because I mean it's really coffee and darkness and roast up front, proper astringency from a stout, which is good. So the kind of spices are kind of left till really late. But I think I'm getting the clove. Did it say it had clove in here? It had a load of stuff in here. Nutmeg, clove, cardamom as well. Cardamom. That goes well with coffee as well. So I see what they're doing here. They're going for that kind of coffee uh, thing, winter spice cake, they called it. I mean, I don't know how many cakes have all those kind of spices and things in. Maybe, maybe a biscuit. Do Christmas cakes or winter cakes have that much spice? It's all about fruit and stuff in there, and I don't think there's any fruit in here from what I could see on there. And oh, orange zest. That's right. It had orange zest, didn't it? Can't taste that either. Ah, maybe I can taste the zest, but it's right up front, like literally the first thing before the roastiness and the darkness take over is really, really at the front. Whereas all the other spices and things are kind of late because everything gets lost in the middle because it's so bitter and so dark. But things are definitely there. Interesting. This would be very nice, kind of in the sort of November-y time, November, December time, um, as opposed to February, almost March time that I'm actually drinking this beer. Um, but then this thing, when was this out? Was this out in November? Might have been. I'm looking at the thing, Devio. I'm looking at the magazine. It's hard to read because my eyes have gone funny. Uh, Not sure. I would say November time. So yeah, this would be perfect for that time of year. It's a shame I haven't had it until now. It is quite odd. It's a little bit disjointed actually. But if Polish winter cake is your thing, and at 6%, not to be sniffed at really, um, very unusual beer to be honest, but not quite, in my book, doesn't quite meld together nicely. Um, if it had a touch of lacto to make it more of a milk kind of a milk stout, a milk cookie, a milk cake, it might have done something, but it's not trying to be that. It's a really dark, really gnarly beer, and then they've tried to spice it up a bit. But then I am one for having an espresso, a double, maybe sometimes a triple, um, with a wee bit of spice in. So who am I trying to fool? I actually think this beer is not too bad. Guys, this has been Uncle Jonah drinking beers, Polish beers, so you don't have to. I'll be back with more beer reviews, but until then, Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of each other. Remember to join me for another beer review real soon.